addressing people inside those areas. We've seen reports of citizens bragging that they're able to get beyond scene and security lines to come in and check on their loved ones or their animals or the status of their homes. I ask, please don't do that. It makes our job that much harder. We will let people know when it's safe to come back into their home. City of Medical Lake, there's not power in many places, and we know we're asking them to boil water. It's not a great place to be right now. It's not a safe place to be. There's been a lot of devastation in those areas. We will let people know when it's safe to come back in. So please, not just here west, but in the North County fire as well, we need citizens to please make our job easier. The men and women of the fire service, the men and women of the police department, the sheriff's department from all across the county have been working very hard, very diligently. Our resources are stretched. We need the public's assistance in making our job easier. I have to thank the men and women of the fire service. They've been amazing. The men and women of law enforcement, the Spokane County Sheriff's Office, Medical Lake, city administrators, the City of Cheney Police Department, Airway Heights Police Department, Spokane Police Department, Spokane Fire Department. They have been fantastic. And the men and women are doing exactly what they're trained to do. So we're just asking for the public's cooperation in helping us maintain a safe place. For people who might be worried about the condition of their homes, we have patrols going on in the evacuated areas to make sure that no other crimes are being committed. So make sure we are doing everything we can to keep those areas secure and to keep people's belongings safe. Let's not add us having to keep people's lives safe unnecessarily. So that's a request from me. I will turn the time over here to Commissioner Cuney really quick. I have asked the Board of County Commissioners to declare a state of emergency here in Spokane County, and I'll have her speak to that.
So I'm Mary Cuney, Board Chair for County Commissioners. I also have Commissioner French. This is his district, who's been here, tirelessly. So we will be at noon declaring a state of emergency here in Spokane County. So that way, then it will allow us to those opportunities for other resources to be coming into the county to help. And I just want to say thank you to law enforcement and to the fire departments, the first responders. They are crucial. They are getting stretched thin, as we all know. And so just thoughts and prayers are with all of you and our community right now.
Right. This has just been a tremendous response in coordination. Just really grateful to everyone, both within the City of Medical Lake, the county, led by Sheriff Knowles, and all the first responders, the firefighters that were on the scene to this terrible fire. And it's one where there's tremendous leadership right now. This with Spokane County declaring the state of emergency, and then the state will do their role. And as the representative for this district, I'm here to make sure that I'm doing everything I can to help from a federal perspective. The time will come when we will be seeking that support also.
I was going to ask you that, so I know you're really familiar. You were crucial in getting the Malden Act over the finish line. Obviously, we're not anywhere near that being needed to be implemented right now. But does this, from your perspective federally, make you go, I need to push the White House for funding?
Well, absolutely. There's going to be a role for the federal government in helping support and provide the resources necessary to those that have been impacted in the rebuild. Right now, though, we have to keep our focus on actually fighting the fire and taking the appropriate steps, doing the assessments, and the state of emergency that Spokane County will be declaring is an important part of that, as well as the state, and then the federal government will come in with more resources.
Thank you, Congressman.
Can I add one more thing?
Yes,
and then
absolutely.
Commissioner French, I don't know if you want to speak, but one thing I forgot to add. There are going to be folks outside of these areas and people who have left who are going to wonder about the status of people that they can't get a hold of, people that maybe lived inside the burned area. What we are asking folks to do is, if you are aware of somebody who lived there in the area of this fire who you can't get a hold of, we're asking that you call Crime Check, make a missing persons report, and that is the most effective and most efficient way for us to get those people who we need to be aware may be still in the area and get resources to trying to locate them. So that is something that's very critical, very important. Call Crime Check, make those reports. Thank you.
So this is one of those events where the community really has to demonstrate a love for each other and come together. There are a lot of folks that are going to be displaced out of their homes or have other challenges created by this event. And so take care of your neighbor. You know, if you can volunteer at the Red Cross or any of the other through your church, this is the time to step forward. Let's show Spokane that we love each other and we'll take care of each other. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Do you guys have immediate assistance right now for people who did lose their homes?
So the Department of Emergency Management is working on all the logistics going forward right now. We have places for them to be through the Red Cross at the Spokane Falls Community College, but we will be bringing those resources to bear over the next couple days through the state and other resources. And I can say I had the opportunity to drive through parts of Medical Lake last night. It is I don't know if incredible is the right word. The devastation that happened inside some of those areas, I've never seen anything like it in my entire life. And so, again, this has been a terrible event. But again, we will recover from it. But it's going to take time, and it's going to take a lot of cooperation from not just all of our resources, but from the public as well.
Just my final question, is there an area where people can make donations? I know a lot of people are wanting to bring feed for livestock. Do we have that located?
Correct. All donations, please go through the American Red Cross right now for that. We do have locations for large animals, and we have set up for all of those eventualities, but please, any donations, please, to the Red Cross. Do not, take physical donations to command posts or things like that. It's best sent through the Red Cross right now.
Thank you, Sheriff.
Any other questions?
Did we already ask about homes lost in the elementary school at all?
I
We
don't think
did, so
I'll just get you in front of my camera.
yeah. Elementary school still standing at this time, but in that general vicinity, so around the south side of Medical Lake, initial count is 185 structures lost.
185 structures. And then as well, where does the Great Fire spread to? People are wondering, has it affected my home? Is there a map at all we can get?
Yeah, we'll have some maps on our media site, and we'll make sure to get those posted. But approximately 3.1 miles southwest of the city of Medical Lake was the point of origin, and fire spread almost 7 miles to the east from that location to the community of Four Lakes.
And then do we know how many homes are still threatened at all?
There's going to be close to, it's going to be in the hundreds currently. So.
Let's see. And for evacuees who are still wondering if they can get more belongings at home, could they get past the fire line at all, or?
So we recommend if they're in the level 3 evacuation zones to not enter those zones. They're still quite hazardous, and we've got active fire suppression activities going on and a lot of large fire apparatus moving quickly on those roads, and it can slow down the effectiveness of our operations, and it can also be an unsafe place for them to be.
And then just what the resources with today, do you still have air support going on today? Any different, all the districts are still out there?
Yes, so we do have a Type 3 incident management team that is in place. They transitioned at 0800 this morning, so what that means is we've brought in a lot of additional resources from across the state to help relieve our firefighters. That some of them are nearing 24 hours on the line right now, so they've got some folks coming out to help relieve them and give them a break. But we still have firefighters that were on, yesterday around 12 o'clock when the fire started. They've been fighting fire since.
We just wanted to confirm how many actual home burst structures. So 185 homes, is that correct?
Structures.
Structures. Do we know how many homes exactly?
We don't have an accurate assessment right now. We're actively focused on fire suppression and evacuation, so this was a preliminary assessment, but I will say that we anticipate that number to increase as we do more assessments on the fire.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Chief, just one. I heard earlier today 9,500 acres. Is that estimate a little high?
So right now what's going on is we don't have really accurate mapping with the growth overnight. Fire is very active, pushing in multiple directions. So we have an approximate acreage that we believe the fire is in excess of 8,000, but it would not surprise me if it was up closer to 10,000. But we're working on getting some more accurate mapping, and when we get that, we'll certainly share.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you, everybody. Appreciate it. I would ask you guys to stay safe. We have a lot of reports of media being inside those areas. It's dangerous. I mean, we have people in there doing evacuations, and some of our cars have been damaged because the wind shifted and the fire came back on our deputies. So you guys be careful in there. I don't want to have to put us in a position to come and rescue you and you guys getting hurt. So be smart about it. Power lines down everywhere.